And ICE is not the only DHS agency with chilling disregard for human life. So, Mr. Scott, your Border Patrol agents abandoned a nearly blind refugee alone on the street in the middle of winter in upstate New York, and a medical examiner ruled his death a homicide. Mr. Scott, has CBP or Border Patrol launched any internal investigation of the actions of these Border Patrol officers implicated in this homicide?
If you care about law, order, border security, and government accountability, you need to watch this entire video. Today, we're breaking down a heated congressional clash where Democrat Congresswoman Lauren Underwood directly confronted DHS and CBP officials over controversial border enforcement operations, alleged abuses, and taxpayer funding. Now look, Americans want secure borders. Conservatives have been demanding it for years. But at the same time, every federal agency must operate within the Constitution and remain accountable to the American people. That's the real issue here, and it's one both parties should take seriously. Before we jump in, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily coverage of the biggest political battles shaping America right now.
I'm aware of that incident. The facts are a little bit in dispute, but yes, that is being investigated, I believe, by OPR and I believe OIG, but I'll have to get back to you on the OIG piece.
So the OIG is the department
I believe
of
so.
OIG, okay, but nothing internally within CBP.
No, that's OPR, I'm sorry. Office of
Okay.
Professional Responsibilities is CBP. They will always do the administrative procedural investigation piece, but anything criminal goes to OIG or
Which
to
a
FBI.
homicide would be criminal.
Correct.
Okay. But the FBI is not involved, as Mr. Lyons testified, with respect to their alleged homicide. So for this case,
I can't
I'm
state on
confirming.
what he testified to. I'm just telling you that internally it's OPR.
Yes.
And in this case, I believe it's OIG, but I'm not going to testify on behalf of OIG, so I'll have to get back with you.
Okay, but you're saying that, to your knowledge, the FBI is not involved in the CBP?
In this specific case, I do not
Okay,
believe that.
excellent. Well, actually, at the end of the day, it is clear that the American people, American citizens, are not safe from your agents. During Operation Midway Blitz, which happened in my home state of Illinois, CBP deployed specialized tactical units called BORTAC and BORSTAR into residential areas in Illinois. These units are equipped for military-style counterterrorism operations. They're untrained and totally unfit for civilian law enforcement in densely populated areas with families, schools, and churches. And your agents use tear gas, pepper balls, tasers, and physical force against civilians, including protesters, journalists, and clergy. Dozens of people, including U.S. citizens like Renee Good and Alex Preddy, have been shot or killed by ICE and Border Patrol agents since you both took office. And in many cases, body cam footage and other forensic evidence often contradicts your agency's versions of events. And over, we've seen no consequences. You can't or won't rein in your agents, and you are obstructing state and local investigations. From record-breaking deaths in custody to the killing of U.S. citizens at the hands of federal agents, it could not possibly be clearer that your agencies are out of control. The patterns of reckless, incompetent, cruel, illegal, corrupt, and unconstitutional behavior across your agencies, and the total lack of accountability to Congress, the American people, and the Constitution, in my opinion, these are leadership problems, not funding problems. Last summer, your agencies got $140 billion in the big ugly bill, and you're obviously not using it to surge any kind of basic medical care to detainees or adequate training to your agents. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for answers to basic questions I asked both of you in January, 2 months ago, about the cost of Operation Midway Blitz. Why would we appropriate more funding to a department that can't even tell us where the money's going? Now, you're here with your handout, asking the American taxpayers for even more money. Enough is enough. This committee cannot keep bankrolling these atrocities, not another penny. And I yield back.
In this hearing, Congresswoman Lauren Underwood accused DHS agencies like ICE and CBP of reckless conduct and a lack of transparency during immigration enforcement operations. She referenced a tragic case involving a refugee allegedly abandoned by Border Patrol agents during freezing conditions in upstate New York. Now, Regardless of where you stand politically, every American should agree that if federal agents violate procedures or abuse power, there must be a fair investigation and accountability. That's not anti-law enforcement, that's pro-Constitution. But here's where conservatives should also pay attention. Democrats often use moments like this to push broader narratives against border enforcement itself, and that creates a dangerous political trap. Because while accountability matters, America still needs a strong border. A nation without borders is not a nation at all. During the hearing, Underwood also criticized Operation Midway Blitz in Illinois, claiming tactical border units were deployed into civilian communities and used force against protesters and residents. The CBP official responded by saying internal reviews were underway through the Office of Professional Responsibility and potentially the DHS Inspector General. This is where government transparency becomes critical. Americans deserve facts, not political theater. If there was misconduct, the public should know. If accusations are exaggerated or misleading, the public should know that too. One thing I think frustrates many conservatives is the double standard in Washington. Federal agencies are often heavily scrutinized when enforcing immigration law, but many Americans feel the same urgency disappears when cities refuse to cooperate with immigration enforcement, or when border policies fail to stop illegal crossings in the first place. And let's be honest, the Biden-era border crisis created enormous pressure on federal agents. Record migrant encounters overwhelmed communities, fentanyl trafficking concerns, and national security questions pushed agencies into an impossible situation. That doesn't excuse misconduct, but it does provide important context the media rarely discusses. Underwood also slammed DHS leadership over spending, arguing Congress should not continue approving massive budgets without better oversight. On that point, many conservatives actually agree. Taxpayer dollars should always be traceable, transparent, and justified. Here's the bottom line. Americans deserve both security and accountability. We can support law enforcement while also demanding professionalism, constitutional conduct, and transparency from federal agencies. Those ideas are not mutually exclusive. Because at the end of the day, patriotism means defending the country, defending the Constitution, and making sure government power is never above scrutiny. What do you think? Was this hearing about legitimate oversight, or was it another politically charged attack on border enforcement agency? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And if you support honest political coverage without the corporate media spin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who cares about the future of America. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.